I almost forgot the sound again. My bad. Hi, my name is Angela Fagg with Messengers of Truth. And today is November 3rd, 2025 at a minute or two past 8:30 p.m. I'm coming to you from my garage again. And today, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m., we read the Screwtape letters by C.S.Lewis until we're done, which for some reason it feels like it's taken forever, right? So we're going to read this. We're going to try to go a little faster tonight because I didn't charge my phone and I don't want it to shut off on me while we're in the middle of this, all right? But first, I'm going to tell you what the meaning of this word is right here because I believe it's going to be important because I've never heard it before. So I want to make sure that the people that are watching me know what this word means. Undulation. Undulation means waves. Things going up and down. Okay? So here we go. Hold on. That doesn't look good at all. All right. Okay. Got it? My dear Wormwood, so you have great hopes that the patient's religious phase is dying away, have you? I always thought the training college had gone to pieces since they put old Slobgob at the head of it, and now I am sure. Has no one ever told you about the law of undulation? Humans are amphibians, half spirit, half animal. The enemy's determination to produce such a revolting hybrid was one of the things that determined our father to withdraw his support from him. As spirits, they belong to the eternal world, but as animals, they inhabit time. This means that while their spirit can be directed to an eternal object, their bodies, passions, and imagination are in a continual change. For to be in time means to change. So you get that? So to be in time means to change. Their nearest approach to consistency, therefore, is undesolation. The repeated return to a level from which they repeatedly fall back, a series of troughs and peaks. If you had watched your patient carefully, you would have seen this undesolation in every department of his life. His interest in his work, his affections for his friends, his physical appetites, all go up and down. As long as he lives on earth, periods of emotions and bodily richness and liveliness will alternate with periods of numbness and poverty. The dryness and dullness through which your patient is now going are not, as you fondly suppose, your workmanship. They are merely a natural phenomenon which will do us no good unless you make a good use of it. To decide what the best use of it is, you must ask what use the enemy wants to make of it, and then do the opposite. Now, it may surprise you to learn that in his efforts to get permanent possession of a soul, he relies on the troughs even more than on the peaks. Some of his special favorites have gone through longer and deeper troughs than anyone else. The reason is this. To us, a human is primarily food. Our aim is the absorption of its will into ours. The increase of our own area of selfhood at its expense, but But the obedience which the enemy demands of men is quite a different thing. One must face the fact that all the talk about his love for men and his service being perfect freedom is not, as one would gladly believe, mere propaganda, but an appalling truth. He really does want to fill the universe with a lot of lonesome little replicas of himself, creatures whose life on its miniature scale will be like him in his own, not because he has absorbed them, but because their will freely conforms to his. We want cattle who can finally become food. He wants servants who can finally become sons and daughters. We want to suck in. He wants to give out. We are empty and would be filled. He is full and overflows. Our war aim is a world in which our Father below has drawn all other beings into himself. The enemy wants the world full of beings united to him, but still distinct. And that is where the troughs come in. You must have often wondered why the enemy does not make more use of his power to be sensibly present to human souls in any degree he chooses, and at any moment. But you now see that the irresistible and the indisputable are the two weapons which the very nature of his scheme forbids him to use, merely to override a human's will, as his felt present in any but the faintest and most mitigated degree would certainly do, would be for him useless. He cannot ravish, he can only woo. For his ignoble ideas is to eat the cake and have it too. The creatures are to be one with him, but yet themselves, merely to cancel them and assimilate them, will not serve. He is prepared to do a little overriding at the beginning. He will set them off with communications of his presence, which, through faint, seem great to them, with emotional sweetness and easy conquest over temptation. But he never allows this state of affairs to last long. Sooner or later he withdraws, if not in fact, at least for some conscious experience, all those supports and incentives. He leaves the creatures to stand up on its own legs, to carry out for the will alone duties which have lost all relish. It is during such trough periods, much more than during the peak periods, that it is growing into the sort of creature he wants it to be. Hence the prayers offered in the state of dryness are those which please him best. We can drag our patient along by continual tempting because we design them only for the table. And the more their will is interfered with, the better. He cannot tempt to virtue as we do to vice. He wants them to learn to walk and must therefore take away his hand. And if only the will to walk is really there, he is pleased even with their stumbles. Do not be deceived, wormwood. Our cause is never more in danger than when a human, no longer desiring but still intending to do our enemy's will, looks around upon a universe from which every trace of him seems to have vanished, and asks why he has been forsaken, and still obeys. But of course the troughs afford opportunities to our side also. Next week, I will give you some hints on how to exploit them. Your affectionate uncle, Screwtape. So what I'm taking there is Screwtape's telling his uncle, you know, you better be careful right now, because in the humans, in the animals, lower states of mind, it could be better for Jesus to, you know, to come on in, because Jesus won't push himself on you. Only the demons will push themselves on you and tell you things like, you shouldn't say this or that. You shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. I call them the system, because that's who's running the system, is a whole bunch of demons. Look, and automatically I said that, and you automatically think I'm calling Trump a demon, and I'm not. I said the system. I do not believe that Trump is all powerful, that he can control a system. Not this system, not the system that's been set up, not the system that let him get shot. Once again, just this morning, I brought up that, here's my quotations, spaceship, supposedly, right? And that the system is pushing it hard. Well, guess what? I saw the system pushing even harder than that. When you have so-called teachers, which are also, rabbi is the meaning for teacher, right? Pushing hate speech regardless of anything and working for the system, it also brings to question, I guess, matter of fact, it doesn't bring to question. Because right now you're going to watch all these religious people tell you who you can and can't watch. Who's going to be anti-Semitic and who's not, just because they don't agree, just because a certain person doesn't agree with what a government's doing, even though that certain government is only a little bitch. Excuse my language, but that's how I know how to explain it, because the people who actually control everything and the system also control those countries too. That's the thing that people, it's almost like you can't see it. Like you just have to be like, it's the Muslims, it's the Jews. When China has been practicing doing war runs, I don't know what they call them now. Anyways, over in Venezuela for years now, decades. They've also been doing the same thing up in Canada. They've been slowly surrounding us now for a long time. They're also in Cuba. And what happened to Epstein? Just throwing that one in there. What happened to him? Charlie Kirk got shot. And now we don't talk about Epstein anymore. It's the Jews. It's the Jews. You know why? It's because people don't know how to separate. And this is how I tell you to look at it. Change your perception some. Would you want the rest of the world judging us for what our government does in those other places? No, I don't. So why is it that when you talk about the government of Israel, it's automatically you're an anti-Semitic? But we're watching the system push out all of this. So think about it. If the system, which is a lot of these pastors and rabbis, you know, the Jews for Jesus, I don't think everybody knows their history too well. I mean, okay, for me, and then I'm going to pray, and I'm going to say this little bit right here. I spent a couple $100s on somebody's books multiple books. And today, another one today, you are supposed to be a teacher of spiritual means. And you are literally condemning people widely. You are no teacher. I bought several of your books. And I've debated today if I'm going to burn them or not. Because I already caught things in there that's a load of bullshit to begin with. I read everything that I buy. Some of it I don't get all the way through because I'm like, I'm not going to read none of this more. This is absolutely absolutely redonkulous. That is a word that I made up, which is way further than ridiculous. It's redonkulous. Because it's just like, are you kidding me? So when you see any teacher, spiritual teacher, right, of any religion, I don't give a damn what your religion is, has to condemn and call them the dark side, or they're evil because their political views are different than yours, or they're automatically an anti-Semite because their political views are different than yours, and they don't agree with their money and their tax money going to other countries, they're automatically anti-Semite, whatever, dude. It's a load of bullshit, is what it is. And people need to start getting their priorities a little bit more straight, because not only are you allowing them to divide an already divided country, but it's more division. So when is it and where is it did God say to divide people more and more? When is it and where is it did you believe in Jesus that you think that it's okay for you to spread more division, Jonathan Kahn? I said it. Ben Shapiro, you ain't a rabbi, you ain't nobody, homeboy. But I'll tell you this right now, you ain't no good. And everybody in the world's going to see it. You can't hide no more. So remember, the prayer we said this morning was to bring people like this to the forefront so everybody can see. God said not to take any oath with any man. The only oath that you take is with God. It is not with another man. So all these oaths that all these pastors took so they could go into another country and they promised not to say Jesus. Think about it. You shouldn't even have to have them named out for you because they already told you they got their free trip to Israel. It's not that hard. Pay attention to what they're saying. On that note, we're almost hitting 20 minutes, and I want to get off of here, okay? I did what I was supposed to do, and now I'm going to pray, and I'm just going to tell you right now, I already forgive you. But sometimes, maybe it's time for someone to start saying something to you people. You are dividing this country more and more with your bullshit. Your religious bullshit. You think because your church is big that Jesus would even come there? With this shit you've been spewing out your mouth? Jesus went to the drug addicts, to the drunks, to the people that were already broken that were looking to come out because he knew that their minds would change. But people's minds don't change when they're already stuck in it and you think that yours is better than everybody else. Because you're a Jew for Jesus, right? I'm a Jew for Jesus. Ah, you don't think so because the color of my hair, right? Because color of my hair? Because the way I look? Because I wasn't raised with a Jewish family, right? My grandpa would be disgusted with you people. He fought against the Nazis. His family came here to run away from the First World War because of what they were doing to Jewish people. So if you call me an anti-Semitic, I have every right to show you what I feel about that. I know what kugel is. I know what challah bread is. I don't like gefilte fish. It's disgusting. And I don't eat lox either, which is just smoked salmon. And I happen to eat fried matzah, and I make it still myself. Oh, you don't know nothing about no fried matzah, do you? It's ridiculous, dude. Because it's factual. And you'll see it. And then you're going to need to make your choice. Where do you choose to be? Pick your country. You get the flight and $1,000 and you get to go. But don't think that we should sit here and keep supporting other countries. $350 a week gets taken out for federal taxes. $350. That's a lot of money. And you guys are worried about Tucker Carlson. You can see him, how simple he is. You can see how simple he is and how he talks and how he explains himself. But you guys aren't open to that. Today alone just made me think, I cannot believe this. This is disgusting. Call yourself an American. You want to take somebody else's free speech because they said something that hurt your feelings. I don't even like Nick Fuentes. No, I don't care. But do I watch him? No, I don't have to talk about him. I don't have to do nothing. Because it don't matter. Acting like little schoolgirls out there. He said this and she said that. Oh, go back to elementary school. Grow the fuck up. Holy shit. Whole bunch of girls. That's what you men are acting like. A whole bunch of little girls. All because somebody's telling you the truth about something or somebody's showing you a different way. You have a religious man coming out against you. What? You weren't getting enough clicks? You had to do some clickbaits for everybody? You're disgusting. I wonder where I could go and get a return for all my money for those books. Don't worry. I'm not gonna bow down to the throne of Baal, okay? You have fun with that, son. Our Father, who is in heaven, holy is your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive these little simple men for acting like little girls and trespassing against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil ones. In the name of Jesus, amen. Try to have a good night and remember that God does love you. God doesn't love people who do this. Whatever. Take it as you want it, okay? But I'm going to tell you this right now. The FAFO, you've been doing it too much. So pretty soon, it's all going to come crumbling down. As you made your name off of somebody else's name, just so you can put his name in your books, just remember all the sleight of hand and all the manipulation that you used to get there. It comes back tenfold, okay? Other people should remember that too. You can't go using shit like that. That's why this world's all messed up to begin with. because people have been using God as a way to manipulate people for a long time now. And that shit is about to stop. On that note, you are beautiful, you are smart, you are intelligent. I'm talking so fast right now because I'm about to lose battery on my phone and I want to get off of here and have a goodbye without it clicking off. So have a good day and good night. You made it through today. It's nighttime. Day's over with. You're going to go to sleep, wake up. I'll see you in the morning.